Hey y'all, so listen, my problem is that I eat a lot, and I eat a lot of garbage just in the middle of the night, and it will do horrible, horrible things to my stomach and my mood and my attitude, probably my skin, brain, God only knows. But if you're anything like me and you're just tempted to snack at any ridiculous time, if you go to naturebox.com/theread, they can get you snacks with better ingredients that won't make you feel like crap, that won't make you feel like you got, a giant safe on your back or something really ridiculous and cartoonish. And if you go to naturebox.com/theread, you'll also get 50% off your very first box of snacks. They've got loads to choose from, so shout out to them. Go try it out, and let's start the show. Sometimes it's soft as a misty rain that gently touches my soul.
All right now.
It cools the fire that burns in me, and I simply lose control.
That's it.
So just rain down on
me.
Let your love just fall like raindrops. Rain
On
me. Just rain down on
me.
Let your love just shower me. Just rain on me. Let your love just shower me.
Yes. Back when niggas was singing with feeling.
And just voice.
Right. Just, vocals. Just emotion.
That led the song. Was
Come
the
on.
the
Niggas
vocals.
was feeling something in the studio.
They were singing about getting nutted on. They were.
Are you serious?
I mean, that's what I always
No, they are not. Does it fall on you like rain?
It can.
My God, really?
I mean, I guess depending on the height of the shot.
Right, and the volume. I mean, there has to be a certain amount of it there, I guess. Yikes.
Maybe you're, with a 6'4" nigga, or you've been blessed.
Or maybe you hold your thumb a certain way, you can spray it.
Yeah, honestly. There's just wonders.
I don't know how fast it comes
Depends
out.
on the nigga, who knows. But I just always assumed that it was inappropriate. Don't Coco not even want to sing that song no more?
Right, no, she don't.
Well, no, that doesn't have anything to do with my congregation.
So heartbreaking. Okay, girl. It's the same thing with Salt and Pepper and how they don't want to do none of that.
Right.
Old music.
Because salt is saved.
Yeah. Okay, girl. But I mean, so we don't need the Christian version of Push It.
Right. You can do a clean version. We get it.
No, we don't need that. Don't
It's
do
fine.
that. We're good, girl.
But she didn't have a problem doing that commercial that we saw 5 minutes. What was that? Progressive Geico?
Something where they were just I think it was just the instrumental though. It wasn't the lyrics.
Oh.
So, but anyway.
Of course.
Of course.
So, Black Excellence this week.
Welcome to the Read. That's the name of this show.
I'm a sister with voice.
Okay. I'll be Whitney Houston.
Sister with vocals.
Amen. Which we don't have. Also, sorry to murder your song the way we did.
I mean,
Black
like
classic. Right.
Black Excellence is going to go out to Taraji, Octavia, and Janelle Monáe, who are going to be in a movie called Hidden Figures, which is based on a book that's coming out called Hidden Figures, a story of the African-American women who helped win the space race. And it's basically a little-known story about African-American mathematicians that worked for NASA and basically helped come up with all of these equations and algorithms and all kinds of scientific and mathematics stuff to send these white people in space so they could look at planets and moons and, and check out the Earth and all that kind of stuff and do all of these things for your textbooks that you know about now. So
shout out to them.
Really excited to see this movie. Really excited that they're gonna do. I mean, I know that it's gonna have its because these black women had they were colored computers and they, only had a number 1 pencil, not even a number 2, and they had to write on papyrus Like,
You stupid.
I know that they're going to do all of that, but I'm just really excited to see a movie that's not about them getting whipped.
Right.
Or like beaten up by the cops.
Right.
Or like just something
It's
like.
not black pain.
Right. I'm just really excited to see this movie about these black women and to see Janelle Monáe act.
Oh, right. I love her.
And I really hope that this can launch into an Arcandroid musical.
I don't know if we're ready for that.
I am. Bring it on.
I'm going to have to prepare my heart and mind, my soul first, but yes.
J.J. Abrams and or Steven Spielberg.
Is J.J. Abrams the one who did Star?
Both of them, girl.
Okay. Both of them.
Trek and The Wars.
Oh, okay. Really?
He's out here.
I know Star Trek because my dad was a big fan and used to tape it off the VHS. So. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure if it was Wars or Trek.
He did the last 2 Star Trek movies, I believe, and then he did the last Star Wars movie.
I liked the Star Wars. Wait, was this? No, I liked the Star Trek movie, actually, even though Zoe Saldana was in it. It wasn't bad.
I think that was before we started to be disgusted.
That was before she annoyed the shit out of us. But anyway.
So yeah, I would love to see J.J. Abrams and like George Lucas do a sci-fi musical starring Cindy Mayweather. Based on like
I will go see it off the strength of Janelle Monáe.
Oh my God! But just give her the budget,
right? Give her the money.
Give her it would be
and the control.
So good.
Right.
Anyway,
it would be dope.
Also, shout out to Willow Smith, who was just named brand ambassador for Chanel.
Yes, I saw that.
I'm really excited to see all of the Chanel things she's going to be modeling and all of
it. It fits. It works.
It really does.
I see it. Like, and that little girl. I mean, you know how I feel about the Smith kids, so. Good for Willow. Go for her. I wanted to say congratulations to Jasmine Sullivan and Gabby Fresh and Danielle Brooks and Chrisette Michelle for being on the cover of Ebony magazine this month and all your thick, gorgeous glory. Y'all are just out there.
The body issue.
Yes, it's the body issue and the body brigade. And apparently, like, I haven't gotten my hands on the copy yet, but apparently they're actually talking about like real issues that women of size face and how colorism affects how you're perceived as a woman and as a fat woman. So shout out to Gabby, who I've known for years, and Jasmine, who we've had on the show, and Danielle and Chrisette. It's just like, I love seeing black women of varying shades and, you know, bigger body types on the cover of a magazine. It's very dope. So good job, Ebony.
I feel like, Amber Riley would have also been a great choice for that cover. And I also feel like, if you have 5 women, then you would have had someone in the middle and just kind of been like, oh my gosh, like, like a girl group. Yeah. But then, not everybody's beautiful.
Right. Maybe they asked Amber and she said no, but you're right. That would have been dope.
Okay, so this week I love bread. I love bread so much. I eat bread. I love it. Every single day. Oh God, I just love
lost 26 pounds
to have bread.
I eat bread
Oh my God, bread!
It's about the bread.
Everybody has bread.
Carbohydrates. I'm so tired of that fucking commercial.
Like, girl, you eat bread.
And we can tell. And you look like you eat bread, and that's fine.
Bread is delicious.
It's so good. Eat the fucking bread.
First of all, some of us hoes are bread deficient out here these days. And so I don't want to
can't eat grains, bitch, so maybe I'm jealous every time you talk about the fucking bread you get to have.
They make the bread in my backyard.
Oprah harvests the fucking grains that go in her bread. I'm sure that shit is good for you somehow.
And she just goes and gets her, her dragons to toast them.
Right. She has her employees and their little green smocks just go out and collect her grains for the daily bread.
Have the fairies out in the enchanted forest picked the berries. I just like it when the fairies use their little glittery hands to pick my berries.
It's just better fruit. When the fresh dew from the enchanted forest is still nestled amongst my berries.
I got my elk. I'm just really
that
bored.
Bitch has an orchard. Fuck out of here. What? I like how we try to hate on Oprah and even still end up being jealous of her.
I can't ever hate on Oprah ever in my life. I aspire to just dream of what Oprah has. Like, my God.
Whoa.
She's got a fucking enchanted forest. Anyway,
she does.
On the complete opposite side of the spectrum, Keisha Cole. Right. So
no,
Keisha,
I was in a good mood.
So I don't know what.
You were too.
I was. I mean, this is a great story.
Okay.
So there have been rumors that Keisha Cole and Bow Wow have been like hooking up behind the scenes.
What?
Yeah.
That's not a good story. Where's the good part?
With our powers combined.
No, that's not what this is.
We are Captain Flopping.
Nobody cares about either one of y'all. I saw
That's
her in
the
that
beauty of
wig
it.
at Remy's wedding. Like, oh my god,
She was.
really?
Oh wait, yeah, no. Remy was always talking about how she was a really great friend.
I guess. I mean, and I could see. I mean, no shade to Remy, but I could see how they are friends, and I could see Keisha Cole even being a good friend. But like, nothing about her life or her career, I give one.
She doesn't make
about.
great choices.
Like
either.
she just hasn't. And then she came for Michelle and by proxy Beyonce, and then it just.
And then she did come for Beyonce.
Right, and then she actually did come forward and come for Beyonce's, and it's just been nothing at all for her since. I remember dragging her on the show when that happened. I
think we gave it to her a few times.
Yeah, I think we've done this with her. So
well, like, listen,
if your life is a flop and you want to align with another flop, that is your business. I don't get it. Your strategy doesn't make sense to me, but listen.
If you have these tangerine braids and you were giving a piano a lap dance for Birdman, like, I don't know what you want me to say. I mean,
low-key, I want tangerine braids, but I mean, you're giving a lap dance to Birdman. That's where you are in life. Like, that's where
you're giving a lap dance to a piano.
Oh, right. No, I'm sorry.
For Birdman. While he's at the strip club with his other girl.
And getting mad when he has other bitches in the house. What did you think was going on here? Keishandria?
So now there's this rumor, there were rumors that they're fucking or whatever, which is like good for y'all. Like,
I
whatever.
guess, girl.
Have at it.
Your sorry ass powers merge together. Gross. Who cares?
Like, you might as well just band together in your...
Please don't make any music. Nobody needs that.
Well, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon. Because while Keisha came forward, you know, to give the Shade Room an update and say things like, oh, she like left a comment or something and said something.
An interview to the Shade Room.
She was like, well, you know, like... Because there was a rumor that she was pregnant by him. And so she's like, you know, I feel like, you know, our baby would have really beautiful eyes. And like, you know, because Bow Wow is real handsome, but we are not dating and I am not pregnant. Okay.
Was this her official Instagram DM response? Because
like,
I feel like that's how she communicates with media outlets.
Her social media breaking
through
news.
DMs. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, girl. Well, I didn't care then. I don't care now. But...
No, that's not the story.
Oh, okay.
So the story continues. Apparently, Whack 100, who is the game's manager, and I guess he's Bow Wow's friend.
Whack? His name is Whack. He called himself Whack.
I guess that's like his... You know, niggas in the hood be having like really fun nicknames.
Inside joke type of nicknames.
Right.
Only you and your niggas know. Okay.
Like your friends called you Whack and you just went with it. Like I had a friend in high school whose name, well, we weren't really friends, but I like rode the bus with this nigga in high school.
Friends on the bus only.
And this nigga was like, I think his nickname was Fat. And like that's what everybody called him.
We called everybody who was fat and dark.
But he wasn't fat.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he was like fat as a baby, and like so he just went by.
Stuck. Yeah.
There's so many niggas that just have weird nicknames, and that's just part of.
I can't see myself as an entertainer calling myself Whack, but I'm
just mad that I don't have one.
You just get it how you live. You don't have a like I
tell some people sometimes my name is Fury, and they're like, "Oh, that's a dope ass name." I was just like, "Well, it didn't ever make any sense, and it means nothing."
Well, it conveys a strong emotion, though.
Right.
That's what grabs people about it.
Anyway, this nigga posted a photo of his car on Instagram and tagged Keisha Cole and said, check this out, blood. I don't got nothing to do with whatever you got going on for you to egg my car. Keep me out the bullshit. What? So apparently the car got egged or they threw something on it. So Bow Wow leaves a rumor and says, so now one of my exes decides to drive by on some thin line between love and hate shit and throw a cake on the rolls. Only thing is, that's not my car. But we're looking at the camera footage and see exactly who it was. It's flattering. Just know this. We're on your bumper. Now, I guess
somebody waits.
Everyone is assuming that this is Keisha Cole because she tweeted before this. These niggas wonder why they got me fucked up. Stop playing with me.
Oh my
After
God.
she retweeted a picture of him out someplace with his daughter or his daughter's mom or something like that. Right. So.
Oh my God. You are doing all this behind Bow Wow?
So.
And somebody called Whack 100?
I mean, well, Whack 100 is the innocent party in all this because nobody.
I feel for him because clearly he didn't sign up to get his car
But he was like, I'm going to go right to, I don't know what bullshit y'all hoes playing, but Keisha Cole, I'm calling you out. Stay the fuck away from my goddamn vehicle because I don't have shit to do with this.
All right. If you say so.
Like, what are y'all doing?
Why is everybody this bored? This is because none of you have careers. Like, nobody has anything to focus on. Is Mona behind this? This sounds like a Mona storyline.
Where are they even located?
Like, Mona is creating social media drama now so that she can turn it into a storyline for a reality
I heard she's
show.
taking Love and Hip Hop to New Orleans.
Oh, please don't.
But they've been doing all of these rumors about Miami and Love and Hip Hop Houston and all these things.
It's probably finding one or two names big enough to actually anchor the show.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like she's actually going into these cities and trying to get it started, and maybe some of them just aren't picking up, and maybe a couple of celebrities are kind of like, you know what, this shit is actually trash, and I don't want to be involved
people are starting to realize, like, reality TV does not help your career.
Like, they're backing out.
Vast majority of people. It doesn't aid you at all. So.
Like these 15 girls talking about their next 15. Like, why would you get on TV and play yourself?
Why not, though? Why not say, listen, I've already done the reality TV circuit and I flopped. I'm terrible. And now I'm just out here trying to do any old damn thing for a check.
By going on another reality show.
Right.
You didn't think, like,
if you had no shame before, or you thought you had some shame left, you clearly do not.
Like,
but I'm here for it. I will watch that.
I'm 100% for, making fun of yourself or standing up in your failure or whatever.
Yeah.
You acknowledging that you were basically living off 15 minutes was great. But that you thought that you were going to get another 15 by doing another like, don't be dumb.
Right. You might get another 45 seconds. I'll watch your series.
But I mean, Keisha Cole and Bow Wow might as well just do a whole thin line, like, reality show.
Yeah, they might. You're right. Because nobody wants
do?
Music. Nobody's asking for music from either one of you.
Bow Wow can't even tell time. He can't even set a stopwatch.
Bow Wow
for the Grammys. So just do what you can.
Taking L's. It's just like every time I see him, he's associated with a loss in some way.
Just drink the Hennessy after work.
Yeah, and okay. Good luck. Godspeed to the both of you hosts.
What else do we have here? So, Mariah Carey and Jennifer Lopez have been going back and forth with shade for however many years.
They have. It's good.
So it started with this video where I don't remember what country Mariah Carey was in.
I think it was Brazil.
Okay.
I think. And
someone was interviewing her and they asked her about Beyonce. And she said something like, Beyonce's really sweet. She's a very nice girl and blah, 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 all of that. Mm-hmm. And then they said, like, what about J-Lo? And she goes, I don't know her.
And does this little closed lip smile and shakes her head real fast.
What else? Like, she didn't have anything else to say.
Like, next question.
And so that has been like this, like, the peak in Mariah Carey's shade career. Like, everyone is like, they've put I don't know her on t-shirts. And granted, it's funny.
Right.
But I never thought it was that shady, because to me it seemed like what she was trying to say was like, Beyonce and I went and got coffee one time and like she's real nice, and when they asked her about J-Lo, she's like, I don't know her. Like, she don't know her, so like that's what I took from it.
I always took it to be like, I'm very well aware of who that bitch is, and I'm not here for her.
But that's not what I don't know her means.
Well, like, no, but I think that's what she was trying to say, just based off her facial expression and the way she was acting right after she said it.
I mean, it was absolutely, it's not like it wasn't shady, but I don't think that she was trying to say, I don't know.
So you really think she had literally never met her before?
I don't think that that's what she meant. Okay. I don't think that she was like, when she said, I don't know her, that she was saying, I have no idea who Jennifer Lopez is.
Yeah,
I think that she was saying, like, I don't know her. Like, I've never hung around her. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh yeah, she's super great and like she's awesome and her hair smells really great. Like, I don't know her because I don't want to, because what does she do? That's what it was.
Okay.
But Wendy Williams' motherfucking ass had Jennifer Lopez on her show.
Oh God.
And said something like, I guess, Jennifer brought up being in Vegas and I guess going and seeing people who are, I guess, have residencies there or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure that Jennifer Lopez had a residency in Vegas once.
Yeah, I think so.
And so she just said something like Mariah hadn't started when she went to go see whatever show, so she didn't get to see Mariah.
Okay.
And Wendy goes, who? And everybody starts laughing. She's like, I'm just saying that because that's what Mariah said about J-Lo one time. And I was like, bitch.
Why would you do that?
That's not even what she said. She said, I don't know her, which is a completely different statement, even though it was still shady.
Right.
So
it wasn't a compliment either way.
But I mean, it wasn't a compliment, but she didn't say who.
No,
she wasn't
didn't
saying,
say
I don't
who.
know who Jennifer Lopez is.
Which is the same thing in different words, really. But I see what you're saying.
She was completely like,
that sounds like Wendy
disregarding
instigating and making the situation much worse.
Absolutely.
Because that's her nature.
But she wasn't like, I don't ever feel like she was disregarding the bitch. She was just like, I don't care about her and I don't know her. Like, I don't know what you want me to say about her.
Okay.
So Jennifer says something like, she's forgetful, I guess, or whatever, because we've met a bunch of times. And so then TMZ stops Mariah Carey somewhere and said something about it. And Mariah was like, I still don't know her. And got in her car. And like, what do you want? Like, now y'all are making it a thing.
Right. Now
it was shady when it began, but it wasn't that deep. I feel like people made it.
I think it was that deep, though. I think Mariah meant it much more maliciously than you think she did. Like, I think she meant to be like, that is not on my level. Like, don't compare her as
absolutely.
To me.
No, she meant that.
Right.
But I'm saying, like, who and I don't know her. I know she wasn't
literally saying things. I don't know her. Like, of course she's not literally saying that. You know who the fuck Jennifer Lopez is. Like, you do.
When you ask, if I was to be like, if somebody was like, well, what do you think of Crystal? I'd be like, oh, well, that bitch is funny and she don't really like nobody and like.
Well, where's the lie?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she cool as fuck. And then you were to be like, oh, well, what about Jenna Marbles? I would be like, I don't know her. You know what I'm saying? Because I, don't give a fuck, but I also don't know her.
Right.
I've never like.
Right.
What can I say about her?
Mariah's saying it again now, 15, 16 years later.
Well, now, yes, because y'all bringing the shit up. And she's never given a fuck about this woman. And so, like, yes. But there was, like, an interview. I feel like she did an interview with Larry King or somebody once, and they asked her about, and this was way before that, and they asked her about Jennifer Lopez, and she said something like, I think they asked her about a duet between the two of them. And Mariah was like, she and I do two completely different things.
It's true.
I sing for a living and she does something else, and that's fine. So, of course, it's shady, but she didn't say who.
Is that your point?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, if you gonna continue the shade, don't make it worse.
I mean, I think Mariah herself is perpetuating the shade at this point. Like, she's seen the GIF a million times.
Oh, absolutely.
She knows her fans are like,
what the fuck?
She loves it.
What are you gonna say about Jennifer Lopez and Mariah Carey? Right. And I don't give a fuck what Mariah Carey sounds like or has sounded like recently.
She's still a
That's
legend.
Mariah fucking Carey.
Right.
That is a vocal legend.
It is.
Jennifer Lopez is a dancer.
Right. I mean, and she had her moment where she was everywhere and she was a triple threat, and I enjoy J-Lo as an entertainer, but Mariah Carey is a vocalist.
There's no reason to even talk about them together.
It wouldn't have made sense for them to do a duet, because how you gonna put somebody who can sing and somebody who can't on the same song?
Right.
And Mariah was like, I have done duets with Whitney fucking Houston. Like, who do you think I sing with legends, bitch?
It's almost
I
like
sing with the greats.
It's almost like, how do I not be shady? Like, what do you want me to say?
Almost like I have to be shady, because how dare you put this bitch in the same conversation?
You remember when Beyonce was in that car with Piers Morgan, and he asked her about J-Lo?
Yeah.
Or like compared the two of them, and she said, who? Like, because why are you talking to me about her?
Her face was so genuine. She was just like, why would me and J-Lo do something? Like, it was just, she was befuddled by the suggestion. And
what are we going to do?
That's just so funny.
And that's not to take away, because again, you don't have to be a vocalist to make a great pop song.
No, you don't.
And Jennifer Lopez is beautiful and can dance, but Jennifer Lopez in a conversation with Mariah Carey is just kind of ridiculous.
It's ludicrous.
Because why? They don't do the same thing.
Well, I'm just here for the gifts. Just
keep it up.
Here for the gifts.
When do Williams have to do that extra shit?
Well, why would J-Lo be like, oh no, she must be forgetting because we've met multiple times? Like, girl, she knows you.
She's standing her ground. That was shade too.
Okay.
She's trying to that bitch was baddie back in the early 2000s, so maybe she forgets.
That's true. She didn't say, oh, well, Mariah's getting up there and she's done her fair share of drugs.
That was shade too. So she's standing her ground, which I respect.
We'll see if Jennifer actually claps back though, like in a direct way, like Mariah does.
What can you say?
That's right. That's true.
All that bitch got to do is be like, I'm over here listening to my Christmas album, and I'm done. Like,
I'm over here listening to All I Want for Christmas Is You, which is the Christmas song, by the way.
And
clearly, has been since I released it.
all you should want for Christmas is me. What can
Even though
you do?
we don't need Mariah to ever perform that live again, it's still a classic, and you won't take it away from her.
You can take nothing from her.
You can't. You can't.
Okay,
She
so
owned the 90s.
Chris Brown.
Please be a good news story. God damn it.
But he was doing really well. He was doing really well.
He wasn't in the news, so I guess that's the same thing.
That is fantastic. That is doing well for Chris Brown. What are you talking about? Chris Brown was like, okay, I've got these braids, and I'm out here taking care of my baby, and I'm just trying to stay out of the drama.
Amen.
Although he did that weird shit where he like hollered Karuchi's name on a song or something.
On that song. That was very awkward.
That was very weird for everybody.
I hate listening to that. It's just like, you think I'm not going to say it? Karuchi!
That is so light-skinned and high.
It's such a nigga thing to do. Like, I shouted you out on a song. Okay, well, why? How about you treat me right in person and don't cheat on me and have babies and shit and go leave me on Christmas to go be with Rihanna? How about you do me right?
How about I don't turn on the fucking game to see you and your ex-girlfriend sitting here sharing nachos and kikiing while I'm out the house?
But fuck niggas love to be like, I put you on Instagram instead of I'm gonna actually do right by you and treat you with love and respect.
Oh my God.
Fuck niggas love that shit.
I claimed you on the Snapchat. I declared out all my DMs of the week, and I've acknowledged your ass. It's still, I want you to be nice to me.
I want this to be a good relationship. I want it to be healthy. I want us to have a mutual respect and adoration.
I don't want to have to go to my OBGYN and just be like, well, I don't know. Like,
right.
all bets
it
are
could be
off.
a grab bag down there, girl.
Anything
just
could be
let
happening.
me know. Like, I shouldn't have to worry about where your dick is being. How about you do me right,
That's
nigga?
really more important to me.
So, but anyway, what did Chris do?
So apparently he has this clothing line called Black Pyramid, and he is selling windbreakers for like $98 and t-shirts for $70. So someone left a comment. I don't know if it's under where this was, somewhere on one of the social medias,
Instagram probably,
and they said, thought these clothes were affordable and tagged him and said, looks like I won't be getting any new BP clothes. Chris Brown leaves a following comment and says, you dickhead ass individual.
What? Because I don't want to spend $80 on a t-shirt.
Kanye's shirt prices are your monthly bills. If you can't buy it, then take your broke ass to Target.
Was that necessary?
And then the person said, this made me so sad. The person left all of those shocked emojis and then said, damn, that hurts. Like, and then leaves. He did an Instagram video. I kind of want to play it so you can hear it.
Okay, yeah, play it.
Like,
some of these so-called fans is complaining about $70 shirts, $90 shirts. What the fuck you be talking about when you say you buy 10, 15 albums? How much is that, bitch?
Have you put out 10 albums? Who are you talking to?
First of all, look at his facial.
He looks high.
Like he's smoking as he's saying.
Oh,
this.
okay.
I don't know what he's smoking, but he definitely like paused to blow the smoke out before he even said anything. So
these celebrities have to stop using social media while they're inebriated. What the fuck? Chris.
And you know what? Like when I'm high and I rant on Twitter, it'd be about like a movie I'm watching or just like something dumb.
Yeah.
Chris.
You went and attacked your fan on social media.
How much is that, bitch? Like, I think this is hilarious because.
I mean, it is, but it also made me a little sad. Like,
it's fucked up.
Because he's like, I don't think it's funny to make fun of people for being poor. Like, what's funny about that?
Listen, I was going to save this for. I can't really say this. I was going to save this for a video.
Okay.
I don't give a shit. But I just want to, like, can I just tell this story really, really quickly?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
I was actually going to save this for a few different things, but whatever. I don't give a shit because it applies. Because it applies.
Oh, shit.
There are just certain things that broke motherfuckers, like you have privileges when you don't have money. For me, anyway, with like, like the average everyday person with like patience. Like, this is my example.
Okay.
When I go to the grocery store, and you are hounding the person behind the register for discounts or for, like coupons or whatever, if I have to wait longer for your stamps or whatever, like I'm not going to say nothing. And I hate waiting in long lines. I went to the grocery store the other day and I was in the express line. There's one lady ahead of me and she was buying like pasta sides or Uncle Ben's, like some instant shit. And she hounded them till the manager had to come over talking about, these are supposed to be 50 cents each. These are supposed to be on sale. Come to find out, the shit ain't on sale at all. She missed whatever the fuck she was talking about or was lying. And they gave her the shit off anyway, the 50 cents off of these two things that are originally $1. So you hounded these people over fucking 4 quarters and made me wait in line for all of this. But that wasn't even what upset me, because typically I would let that kind of shit go because I don't know what you're going on, what you got going on.
Maybe $1 is life.
$1 could be 100 to you.
Right.
And this is New York City. So typically I wouldn't feel no kind of way about it. But this woman had the nerve to have on a quote unquote Versace head scarf and Chanel glasses. I said, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to have on alleged designer brands and be out here making people wait in line for $1. You don't get to do that. You don't get to have.
It's kind of like you want to stunt, even though we all know that this is fake.
Right.
But if you go stunt, you can't be cheap.
You can't do that.
They're opposites.
You may not do that.
That doesn't make sense.
That is not you. That is unacceptable. You cannot do that.
Okay. But that don't have nothing to do with this.
No, that doesn't have anything to do. What I'm saying is like, there's what I say that to say that, like, you don't know what people have going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody has the money to just go out and buy a fucking Ferrari because it's Saturday and fucking paint graffiti all over their fucking house because they can.
Right.
And do all kinds of shit that you do. Not everybody lives that life. Maybe you don't realize that because you got into this life when you were fucking 14, 15 years old. And so before you really need to start paying bills or understanding the magnitude of all of that shit or what it's like to have kids and have Pampers and all of that shit, you were already making way more money than you knew how to spend.
Right.
It doesn't change the fact that there are people out here who don't have nickels to rub together. You don't know what people are going on at home. And then for you to top that shit off, you already called them a dickhead ass individual.
Right.
And then to top that off, you talk about, you done bought 15 albums. How much money is that, bitch? So I'm spending all of this money on your music as well.
Already giving you
But I should
go to all his shows.
But I should also feel obligated to spend $100 on your goddamn windbreaker. Like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Right, it doesn't. How you gonna make fun of people for being poor when they made you rich?
Come on, go to Target. First of all, Target has everything. Okay, I will. For Adele's at Target buying her baby coloring books and shit, bitch, and she ain't got to be at nobody's
First
Target.
Of all, Chris Brown, you would be fortunate to get carried in fucking Target. Like, do you know how big Target is? Like, that's a big ass fucking retailer. Like, same way brands be trying to get into Walmart, it's because you will make a lot of fucking money inside of a big box retailer. But you got a lot of nerve making fun of niggas for not wanting to spend $70 on one fucking t-shirt. Like, most people are not out here just trying to make it.
Now, granted, I have spent some money on some shoes. I've spent some money on some pants or whatever, and that's my prerogative.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So if you want to price your shit at whatever you want to price your shit, that's fine.
It is.
But don't get mad when people are like, $98 for a windbreaker when I can go get a cute windbreaker for $10 or $15 or whatever else, because everybody's money don't flow like yours.
Right.
And so it's one thing to be like, well, girl, just don't buy it. I can respect that.
I could have respected him responding back and being like, it ain't for everybody. You know, if it's outside your price point, then it just is. Because that's the truth.
If Kanye West was like, well, girl, don't buy my sweater, I would be like, I am not going to.
Right.
Like that.
No problem.
I am glad we're on the same page.
Because you had no intention of skipping your cable bill and your phone bill to buy an article of clothing from Chris Brown. And that makes sense.
But
that's
trying to talk
fine.
about, oh, well, take your broke ass to Target anyway. I will. I will. Go to Target.
Because Hanes is still selling a 3-pack for $9.99. So I don't need to spend $70
and fuck what
on
you
one
know about
t-shirt,
it,
nigga.
And while you were talking all that shit, Royalty would be in Target getting her motherfucking life with all 13 of those goddamn toy aisles because what? Target's lit.
Act like you're too good for Target. If Beyonce can go to Target, your black ass can go.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Go take your ass to Target then. So
He
you
was
spending
doing
money on
so
albums?
well.
I mean, damn, if I bought 10
was so
albums, that's
mean.
10 albums worth of music for $70. You're talking about one article of clothing.
But I gotta be okay to spend $100 on this goddamn jacket. I don't wanna. It's too much money. I
That
don't
was
want
shitty
to.
of Chris.
That was
but-
not nice. That really hurt my feelings, even talking to me.
I mean, that response was just like...
It was mean.
Right. It was just take your broke ass on. Like, well, goddamn.
You dickhead ass individual. Like, God damn.
I'm a dickhead because I can't afford your overpriced clothing. Cool, my nigga. Got it. Like, damn.
Fuck.
All right.
He frustrated. He's probably like, so
I
they
don't
just,
even get my hopes up about Chris no more. So every story, I'm just like, well,
I'm telling you, he was doing well, but Chris is at home, like, so they cry for how many years? Like, they just, she real cute, but he gotta, like, take care of her. Like, she be crying, and sometimes he don't know what she want. And, like, that nigga is frustrated.
he's over it.
Oh, speaking of Beyonce, I just very quickly want to state that Beyonce performed at Blue Ivy's elementary school for like a fundraiser gala or something like that. But she performed.
Right.
Like she gave them a performance with backup dancers and the mamas and the whole band.
It's so confused.
Gowns and shoes.
Like,
At Blue What else? What do you... My mama...
right.
My mother she's at the function.
Just, the fundraiser is my mama. Here we go. And it's an audience full of adults too. I was living. It's like only Beyonce.
Head baby in charge at the fucking
Blue
at
Ivy
the
runs
schoolhouse.
that school. I'm certain she just walks in every day like, I'm here. You're welcome.
I'm showing in, I'm telling, bitch. That's what I'm doing today.
She's only 4 though. Is she in like some kind of pre-kindergarten? What is she even? Like school?
4? I was like in first grade when I was 4.
No, first grade is 5, 6.
No, I started school early.
You must have. First grade.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe Blue Ivy. I mean, I'm certain Blue Ivy's
Blue Ivy was
far
like, this
more
is your
intelligent.
fucking library? Like, girl, I read all this already. I don't have...
She's probably already reading on a high school level. So
Right.
she probably is in the first grade.
Like, how long
Jesus.
Scholastic be here, girl? Because I have to go and make sure that these 8 counts
I
are
have
on
all
point.
these books. Is there something new from the Babysitters Club or not?
I need
Because
to
you're
get
wasting
to
my
rehearsal
time.
by 4. By 4.
Because
just
these
love
girls
it.
have been sloppy lately, and I have got to get to.
I just love...
I cannot skip rehearsal today.
Blue Ivy is at school like, yeah, you are welcome.
Yes. I saw a picture of her too. I think Beyonce just posted where she was in the mirror playing in makeup like,
did
I'm
see that.
pretty. I see me and I'm cute.
Just-
I really think she knows exactly who she is.
I've been told y'all. Like, she is very, very aware and has been for years, actually. And she's 4.
She knows.
She's been like, yeah, I mean, we out here lit.
Beyonce is my mama.
We just
so
out here
I
holding the Super Bowl trophy and like, I don't even give a fuck about this.
Right. She was like,
I don't even know why we still here.
Daddy and something else shiny. Like, I ain't never seen a trophy before. Like, all right, nigga. I got my own Grammys. The fuck? I don't care.
I don't give a fuck about this.
She's so unimpressed. It's going to take everything to move her.
Okay, so lastly, I just really want us to pray for Katt Williams.
Like, for real, pray for Katt Williams?
Oh, he needs actual, real, 100% African-American ass prayer.
I've seen some people say that he's like, actually something's wrong with him. And some people are like, nah, that nigga is just out here wilding. Like, just.
So a lot of
being
people are saying that
ridiculous.
he's high on a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Hazel E., which I just hate that she's involved in this.
Are you citing Hazel E? How?
She said that he's just smoking weed. And when he got arrested, I don't even know what number time, but when he recently got arrested and the police went to the house, they said they found weed and something else. I don't remember what else it is, but I didn't read anything about them finding any other kind
Well,
of
then
drug.
maybe he don't need to smoke weed. Like,
But weed is not doing all of what Katt Williams is going
right.
through
But if
now.
that's what you're talking about, you own and you blaming your behavior or other
But I don't
people
think
are blaming
anybody
your.
is blaming it. I think they're trying to say that he's high on something else, and I don't think that that's true. I think that he really
okay.
needs to talk to somebody, or he might need
Like mental health
medication.
issues?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because some of this stuff is just like real scary.
I don't. What is he even doing?
Let me see if I can get the timeline right. Because my God. Okay, so first of all, I feel like he got arrested or he was in legal trouble for something I don't even remember. And then he went into this back and forth with Kevin Hart, which was mostly a fourth. There wasn't much of a back. But He was like challenging Kevin Hart and saying Kevin Hart was pussy and that he wasn't funny and that like he wanted to, like he was betting him $5 million and said something like, we could go to your hometown and we can, like he said, like if you want to fight or play basketball or if you want to have a rap freestyle battle or do a comedy,
Nigga, what?
he was gonna like bet $1 million per thing,
Per event.
So he wanted to have like like a comedian Olympics or some shit and be like, you can take away whatever money you win or something like that. And
was Kevin like, I'm too busy on set?
Kevin Hart was like, white people actually really love me and I don't have time.
I don't have time. I actually do not have the time to maybe get $5 million from you because I'm already on set working on contracts that are paying me much more than that, but you stay blessed.
Like Kevin Hart posted a photo on Instagram or someplace where he was sitting in the throne from Game of Thrones with all those swords and shit in it. And he's just like, it's hard out here for the king or some ridiculous shit like.
I heard Beyonce has one of the eggs. Not that I know what this means, but Beyonce has one of the
dragon eggs?
Yes.
Of course she does.
I think I read that.
And there's probably a real dragon just inside of that egg.
It's Blue Ivy's dragon.
Just whenever
just
my
to
baby's
ride
ready.
around the house.
Fuck.
Kevin Hart. I think it's crazy because I prefer Katt Williams as a comedian.
Absolutely.
500 times more than Kevin Hart. But I cannot deny that Kevin Hart has been out here working. Maybe on shit that I don't like. But he has not said no to nothing, and he stays working, and I'm not.
And I don't really know that I see him throwing shade at other comics, or whatever.
It's more like he's focused on his own lane, which I respect.
Getting his money.
Yes.
Period.
He is about his career, staying focused on his shit, and I can't see nothing wrong with that.
And it almost feels like Katt Williams is like, I'm 5 million times funnier than this nigga, and y'all hoes gonna respect me.
But that don't matter if you won't put in the work. It doesn't.
And if you out here acting a fool, like, what do you want people to do?
Right, but I hope he doesn't actually have like mental health issues that he's ignoring.
We're not even close to done.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna just sit back.
So then, let me make sure that I'm getting these fucking dates and shit right. I guess.
I mean, has this been going on for weeks?
There's so much to this. Like when I tell you, Crystal, that he has been out here acting. So you know, like. However many years ago he got into trouble, I think at a Target where he punched somebody.
Okay.
Oh my God. I just scrolled past a story that I might want to read or might want to save, but it involves Chris Brown again.
We'll save it because we've done enough.
Oh my God. What?
Did it just happen?
I just saw this. Okay. Anyway, I have to continue the camera.
You do.
What?
What? Are you okay?
I think he outed somebody.
Chris Brown outed somebody? Like
I'll do that later.
Okay.
So, okay.
What? Okay.
I think maybe a week or so ago, he got into trouble. He got arrested because he got into a fight at a club.
Oh, in Philly?
Okay. Last week, I think on Sunday or something, he punched a store clerk at a pool place.
Nice.
So I don't know. He went to go and buy some stuff for a pool.
Like those places that sell like floaties and pool equipment. How do you even get
like
agitated?
Cleaners and stuff? I think I don't know.
How do
whatever.
you even get upset in a pool supply store?
So he goes there and he says he put down like $1,300, something like a ridiculous amount of money on the counter or whatever, and then at some point this store clerk gets punched in the face. He claims it's because the guy didn't want, like he says the guy pocketed the money and basically was trying to was assuming that he was trying to steal from him or was trying to distract him somehow to steal from him, and then at some point he got called a nigger and that's why he had to react.
Oh God.
And that's the same thing he said about the guy in Target, that the guy in Target called him a nigga and that's why he punched him, and that's why plenty of niggas were like, oh well, I would have done that too.
Right. Okay, I see that.
So then
it just sounds like the details there are a little fuzzy.
Yeah, because the guy was like, I think the clerk says that he put the money down, and then when he took the money, or was trying to ring the stuff up that he was acting erratic. The clerk had a completely different story. Is the
Right.
point. The day before that, he had gotten into it with 5 women that say that he held them at gunpoint.
What?
Because they asked him for a picture, and when he realized that they were recording him as this was happening, he punched one of them, and then they started going at it, and then he pulled out a gun, and his security guard pulled out a gun, and then they, I guess, like left. Or no, they called the cops, and he was there when the cops came. So he tells the cops that, oh my God, let me make sure I get that. There's so many stories. Okay, so the women told the cop that story. He says that one of them hit him.
Okay.
Yes. He claims that the women were harassing him and that one of them tried to snatch his chain, and that's when he had to punch one of them in self-defense. And he admits he took out the gun, but that's only because he heard one of them mention having a gun. No arrests were apparently made, but the women are all lawyered up and they're ready to take that ass down.
Well, because I mean, if they were video recording, then they probably have at least some of this on tape. So
then fast forward a few more days, he's at like a Beanie Siegel concert or something with like Jadakiss and Jaleel Beats and whoever else. And there's video of him on the stage in this, like, I shit you not, Crystal, like Street Fighter stance where he's like dancing really weird. And then he's just like doing this thing like at Mortal Kombat, like right before he says fight, like when they're about to hit each other. And then apparently at one point he just bum rushes and punches some guy and then gets jumped. And then it's like, oh, but I'm still good though, or whatever.
He seems unstable.
Then,
oh my God, it's not done?
Apparently he got into a fight in the street somewhere with some niggas after like a car accident or some shit. And he said like they were rappers and they were making fun of the fact that he was short. And then one of them hit him and then he hit back and then the cops were there. And so then he gets arrested and he gets let out for all of these things. The nigga is in jail on no bail right now.
Oh, shit.
Because apparently the same day that he fought the pool guy, he also got into a fight at his house where he told his assistant or somebody to beat up his bodyguard or something with like a weapon, a baseball bat or something like that. So he ended up getting arrested, and I think the girl got arrested too.
For what? Conspiracy to commit assault with a deadly weapon? Because that's what that sounds like. Shit,
sweetie.
That's what? My nigga, you can't beat somebody up with a baseball bat. That's called murder. You can't just. I can't believe that. No.
So he was arrested and charged on aggravated assault, making terroristic threats, false imprisonment after ordering his assistant Tatiana Smith to attack his bodyguard Corey Dixon with a baseball bat.
Oh my God! And
then the bodyguard is saying that he threatened to kill him, and there were guns present. I guess that he was scared for his life or whatever. It's like Katt Williams. I don't know what's going on, but it is really sad for me, especially because I love comedy and I just really look up to a lot of comics. And Katt Williams is like, I saw somebody tweet like, we got to do something because he's my top 5. And I feel like, honestly, Katt Williams is up there for me too.
Yeah,
he's hilarious.
He is hilarious. I have never not enjoyed a Katt Williams special. Like, I love his comedy. I find him to be completely hilarious, but a lot of the comedians that I have loved over my life have like come out later as having issues with mental health and depression and anxiety and all kinds of stuff. It seems to be very common in the world of professional comedians, and it's almost like maybe the better your natural talent is, the more of an issue you have with this. I don't know what's going on with him, but it sounds like, depression at the very least. It sounds like there's a mental health issue going on. Like an undiagnosed mental health issue going on. That
he's leaving the jailhouse in giant matching furs with Hazel E. standing right next to him.
Oh,
giving interviews.
He's dating Hazel E. Oh.
On and off again. He's been dating Hazel E. like on and off, I think, since before she was on Love and Hip Hop.
Oh, okay. So gross. But
right. Ew. But like, this is his life, and I hope, all the best. I don't know. It's kind of scary though.
Right, because you just randomly, like, the problem is that you randomly bursting out with like extreme violence to the point where you're ready to kill somebody, and it sounds like it won't take that much for you have access to guns and ammunition, and you are
like, you could actually get killed.
You actually could kill somebody,
or
like
kill someone.
Right, like this is very real, and it sounds like he's a threat to himself at this point. So I don't know if there's people around him who should be helping and who are ignoring the situation. I don't know what it is, but man, prayer. I mean, yeah,
he's racking up these mug shots. That's all I can say.
Yeah, because it sounds sad, and I love him. Sit back there and say my hair ain't luxurious when you know it is, bitch.
I mean,
that changed my life.
He's a treasure.
That was everything. Like, and then he sat there and swung his hair too.
And his actual
his
perm.
shit was late.
I
love that little nigga.
I hope for the best for him. Well, that's all I've got, and I love bread. So let's take a break and let's move on, because God, we've been here forever. I think I'm just going to call it I love bread. So there we are. Hey guys, this episode is being brought to you by Audible. Listen, if you love to read, if you love books, but you find it hard to actually have time to sit down and actually read them, Audible.com is a perfect place with a perfect solution for you. They've got over 180,000 titles from a ton of different genres, from leading audiobook publishers, broadcasters, entertainers, magazine and newspaper publishers, and business information providers. They've got amazing titles. They've got all the Harry Potter books. They've got Ready Player One. They've got Alice in Wonderland, The Martian. Lots and lots of stuff to choose from, and a great listen guarantee, where if you don't decide that you like the book you choose, no worries. All you got to do is exchange the book you aren't happy with for another title anytime. No questions, no tea, no shade.
And unlike a streaming or rental service, you own the book, so you can access it anytime and anywhere. That means if you're working out or on a commute or stuck somewhere you would really rather not be, then all you have to do is just go to Audible, pull it up, and listen to some of your favorite books. Like I told you guys for the past couple weeks, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo is her name. That book is amazing, and you can find it on Audible. Get started now. Audible is offering you guys a 30-day trial membership. You just have to go to audiblepodcast.com/read today to get started. That's audiblepodcast.com/READ. Again, if you don't like the book you chose, no problem. You can switch it out for another at any time. So again, audiblepodcast.com/read. Get started with that free 30-day trial. And now let's move on.
Okay, so we're back. And it's time for listener letters.
It sure is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may be able to answer it on the show. And our first question is actually not really a question. It was just a bit of user feedback that came in. Apparently the caramel issue really resonated with a lot of you. And Nikki emailed us to say that her friend is a chef, and she says caramel, the way white people say it,
because that's the way you say it.
It refers to the actual physical candy product, and caramel is the verb for the process of caramelizing, like how you caramelize onions and caramelize sugar to make caramel. So that's where the two different pronunciations come from. And
so I'm right.
No, we're both right is the thing. Like, you're right about the noun and I'm right about the verb. But the pronunciation is valid regardless.
It isn't.
So our first question this week,
okay.
I mean, because I'm letting you have this. I'm sharing my win with you.
I'm going to have it because it's mine. But okay.
I'm sharing it with you. Like, I'm letting you have this with me. Okay. So our first question comes from... well, she said her name is Jay, but honestly, like 75 people have used the name Jay. So I'm going to call you Palandi. And Palandi says, I've been in a relationship for a year now, and my girlfriend has had problems holding down a job. We got an apartment during her more stable period, which lasted about 3 months, but a few months into our lease, she lost her job. Now rent, food, dates, and transportation are all on me. The problem is that she always somehow finds a way to give weed money. She smokes daily, and even though she says she doesn't spend that much on it, it still annoys me that every dollar she has goes to weed, and she never offers to buy food or gas. I brought this up, and we got into an argument about it because she feels like I don't want her to enjoy anything that she likes. Am I wrong? Am I wrong for being upset about this? If it matters, she's 26 and I'm 24.
Such a high ass thing to say back. You just don't want me to have nothing nice.
You just don't want me to be happy. Few things give me pleasure. You know I like getting high. No, it's not that I don't want you to get high, bitch. I want you to help out in this motherfucking household, bitch.
Like, I want you to prioritize your fucking life, girl.
Right. No, you are not irrational or wrong for being upset by that. Like, your girlfriend is coasting along because you are giving her the opportunity to do that. Like, you are paying the bills all by yourself, and that enables her to be able to buy weed with every little bit of money she does have.
Now, I remember having like a weed budget. Like, I remember being like, okay, well, I passed, spending all of the things that I have to spend my money on or whatever. This is how much I'll have left over. And sometimes
I understand putting weed in the budget. I do.
A dime bag. That could have been just a good old
might have been going half on a dime bag.
Right. I may just not have gotten the amount that I wanted at, whatever time. But I'm just saying I could be like, oh, well, fuck my responsibilities because I really...
Right. As much as I love weed, rent comes first. Food in my house, my Metro card, like transportation costs. These are all far more important than the ability to get high. Your girlfriend has to grow up.
If my Metro card don't trust you, I'm going to shoot you.
You just had to.
It was there. I just feel like toying around with it. But yeah, I mean,
and
honestly,
she's too over. She's 26, acting like this.
That's a fucking no. See, now what it is that you're paying everything, and this bitch is high and loves being high, and it's just like, well, I'm good or whatever. All right. Well, you figure out when you have to actually get to this, like the red flag of it being your blunt or your ass on the block.
Right.
That's when you're gonna be like, okay, well, let me go out here and actually get my life together.
Right.
But if you're continuously in this extra, cushy situation where everything's being taken care of you by your loved one or what have you, you're just gonna get high and then gonna have the nerve to fight back talking about this is you just don't want me to have nice things or this makes me happy.
Right, her excuse is such trash.
It's garbage. Like, it's not even a good excuse.
Right, it's such a fuck nigga thing to say. Like, oh, you just don't want me to be happy. No, I'm out here busting my ass every fucking day so that we can have the lights on in this bitch, and all you do is sit around and smoke weed. Like, I'm tired of your shit.
She clearly don't spend that much money on the weed then too, because if your ass was really as high as you need to be, you would have had a way better excuse than because honestly, like she just said something. It's just the weed really, like, it bounces out the chemicals in my head, and I just feel like it takes me to a place where I feel as though I'm worth something. Right. And then if you would just kind of like get off of my back about it for a little bit and just let me enjoy my youth, and just like I just feel like you could have just talked your way around that and said nothing that made any sense. Yes. But you just said, girl, you just don't want me to have weed. I don't, when I want you to have a place to live.
Right. And I don't want to have to do it all by myself. This is why I don't sign leases with nobody, because it's going to be extremely difficult to put her out. And legally, you still have to pay the rent. Like, it's not like y'all have a separate lease where you're legally responsible for half and she does the half. Like,
because they're going to come to you like, that's none of my business.
Right. Y'all in together on this $700 or whatever. So
y'all better be grown up and figure that shit out.
See, hell no.
But I want my money.
Let this be a lesson. Tell her to get her shit together. And if not, as soon as the lease is over, cut your ties and be done with her ass, because she's showing you that she can't be trusted.
I would be doing that shit right now.
Like, who wants to be broke? Who wants to struggle? Like, it would be easier if you would get up off your ass and have this be a 2-income household. Like, why are you making this shit harder on the both of us?
I would be doing some hidden figure shit and getting on the fucking the computer.
I'll be trying to figure out how I could get you out of my house,
and
honestly.
be like, since you on this fucking lease or whatever, and you gonna try and stay here, like, I'm calculating the percentage of this bitch that you can have based on what you pay, which is really nothing.
No, right.
But I'm giving you a little something since you lost your job. So I went out to Home Depot and I got this paint, and I have assigned a section of the apartment that is yours. Now, you may have this little old piece over here right by the lamp in the corner in the living room. That's where you're going to have to get your sleeping, cooking, eating, and shitting done, girl.
Okay.
Because the rest of this shit is mine. And when you decide that you were going to pull down this goddamn green and get your ass a job, that's when you can expand out into the rest of the living space.
Right.
But you ain't just going to be in this bitch just getting high,
draw my
bitch.
ass a rectangle. Like, this is where you can stay.
You think that I don't want to... There was an episode of like American Dad or something where the mom was like, you think I don't want to just spend all of my time at home getting high on coke? Like
we all do.
We all really want to just take recreational drugs. But bitch, we have to get jobs.
Right. Oh, you don't like working? Bitch, who does? Most of you out here working do not enjoy going to work. But they do what they fucking have to do.
Because that's how you get through life.
And she's going to have to do what right. She can't expect you or anybody else to take care of her ass forever. So.
I wonder who's zooming who.
Good. You know what? I'm assuming that the 24-year-old, the younger one, the one who wrote in, is the dominant one in the relationship. Just because I can't fathom it going any other way. Like, not even with lesbians. I just can't see.
Get out.
But I'm just thinking about me, and you would have had to get out of my house. Like, am I paying all the bills and I want to be here by myself? Period.
Get out of my house.
Period. There's no reason I'm paying all the bills and somebody else is living with me.
Do not come back.
That I didn't give birth to. Like, no. The answer is no. So, anyway, our next question comes from Juanita, who says, this past weekend was my 3-year wedding anniversary. Aww. I've been with the love of my life since our senior year of college.
I'm sorry. I accidentally clicked back over to the Chris Brown face.
Wow, you're
Keep
trash.
going.
We've been almost inseparable since the moment we met. About 7 months ago, I received a temporary job offer in Dallas for a year. We agreed that a year apart was manageable and we would see each other every couple of weeks.
Aww.
On Saturday, he got a phone call that he had to leave the room to take. He was yelling very loudly and came back very upset. When he returned, I asked him who it was, and he lied to me, so I decided to do something I've never had the urge to do, and I checked his phone.
Oh, God.
He was on the phone with a woman's name. I went to her message thread, and the last 10 texts were a bunch of, why are you ignoring me? Are you mad at me? Are we still cool? Etc. I kept scrolling, and eventually I came across a very long message that ended with, you better give me the money for this pill before I DM your little wife. I could not breathe because the love of my life has cheated on me with someone who needed to take Plan B. I did not know what to do, and I still don't. I acted like nothing was wrong. We continued our weekend talking about our future and how much we love each other, even marriage and children. When I tell you our relationship is envied and flawless in my eyes, it really was. Oh, my bad, they're not married, but they've been together for 3 years.
Okay.
We've never had an argument. Our families love each other. We go on couple vacations. We go to church and pray together. Our social media accounts are filled with kissy photos and videos. He is my world. I've been cheated on before and he knows this. I've never contemplated staying with someone who's broken my heart until now. I am ashamed that my initial reaction was to ignore this. He's promised he would never hurt me and has done so much for me emotionally and spiritually over the years. I feel so embarrassed and lost. Please help me, please.
Please help her.
Sincerely, Juanita. This is a letter to Crystal and Kid Fury. So I'm going to start by saying, Juanita, I have been in this situation in a long-term relationship with somebody that I thought I could trust, and like we had been building for so long, and I had been vulnerable and open with this nigga. By nigga, I mean stud. I hope y'all know that's all interchangeable.
Okay.
And I had like laid it all out there. Like, you know, I've been in some shitty relationships. I've been through some shit. I'm not trying to go through all the dyke drama and moving in after 6 hours together. Like, I'm trying to have something real with you and just like being open and honest with a nigga, because I don't like doing that. I don't like getting in my feelings. It takes a while for somebody to get close enough to me to where I actually like will let you know like the real me. Like how Tax was saying that I'm just like an evil, like sour, angry bitch until you actually get to know me, and then I'm like an actual sweet person. Like I think that's true. And I like that about me because it keeps niggas the fuck away from me.
I'm the same way.
So I get how Juanita is like devastated. I think you're easier to get to know than I am. I feel like I am... but you just are allergic to like actually interacting with people.
I just don't do it.
I think if a guy actually comes up to you, he has a better chance of getting your number than a girl has of getting mine.
I agree.
I think that's the truth.
I agree.
So to be all open with a nigga and then he turn around and cheat on you, and he knows how you've been affected by niggas cheating on you in the past and all that, it hurts a lot.
It does.
It does. And it's not something where I can just be like, oh girl, well just get up and keep moving and tell that nigga to fuck you and da-da-da. Like I can say that to you, but it's not going to take the hurt away. Like the hurt is just, I can't say anything that's going to fix that. You're going to have to sit in that hurt and deal with it and process it. And it fucking sucks. Like it just is no way for me to adjust that and make it sound like it's going to be a nicer process than it is. Like,
well, there are a lot of people who are fortunate enough to just be like their natural response is like it's like a defense mechanism where when they feel those feelings or they're hurt, they instantly launch into "I'ma do me" bad bitch status, and they don't really mean it. But they're really great at playing the role of meaning it, which is like
trying to mean it,
which is awesome. I don't know, because I'd be at the house like, well, you know, Netflix has suggested a really great list of things for me, and it's just me and this Talenti this weekend.
I was gonna say, when in like emotional matters, it's nothing for me to be like, well, girl, I guess it's a Hulu marathon and a pizza for me.
Absolutely.
And I will just sit here on the couch in my feelings, get high, and eat for the rest of the day.
And I'm going to rack up these calories until these emotions are gone.
Exactly. And I don't recommend doing that, but we've all been there before. Like, sometimes you just gotta cope however you can to get out of this shit. But I'm gonna definitely recommend that you not ignore this. Like, I know you care very much about him, and you called him your world, which is a little disturbing, but
don't ever do that.
Don't make a nigga your world. Don't turn these niggas into gods like they're greater than humans, and your relationship is something that ordinary mortals couldn't understand. Like,
he can be your earth.
You're in a regular relationship. Like, there's no such thing as a fairy tale. There's no happily ever after. Like, it's gonna be work, but you can't ignore somebody violating your trust.
He can be your earth in the sense of like dirt.
I mean, he can be your companion. He can be your partner.
No, you need dirt. Dirt supplies, things grow in dirt.
That's true.
And provide life, and they're very beneficial. But at the end of the day, it's dirt, and I'm walking on it to get to where I need to go.
I don't think that's a good way to look at your partner. I really don't.
No, you need it. You need the earth to walk around and vaping. You need the earth.
If you couldn't tell, confused.
No, but I'm going to make this shit work.
Okay.
You need the earth to like get around, to like to live. To live and like get around. It is like a necessary part of like your life. But at the end of the day, girl, you're above the bullshit and the fertilizer.
Okay. I see that you're determined.
I got real close at the end of the day. I agree with you. That's all I'm saying.
You have to talk to him about it. Cheating is not the kind of thing that I can easily forgive, but again, like, I can't even begin to caution you without saying you have to sit down and have an honest conversation with this man and determine from there. Like, you're gonna have to be the one to decide whether he's done something that you can forgive him for.
And fuck that. And I feel like the only time that cheating can ever be discussed, possibly in terms of forgiveness, is the way you find out about it. Because that is so telling. If a nigga is cheating on you or a girl's cheating on you or whatever, and they come to you, which nobody ever fucking does.
Nope.
And just is like if you were honest, even if I came to you and I said to you, like, what's going on? You were like, look, I'm just going to be real with you. Like, those types of like the maturity and the respect for the person to just not lie or try and hide or play, insult their intelligence or whatever. That might be able to open a door where I can consider forgiving you. And even then, bitch, don't hold your breath. But some shit like this, you just have to have the strength to be like, well, you ain't gonna be my world no more, ho.
Right. It's very different when you found out because you had to go looking for it, as opposed to him feeling guilty and coming to you and saying, I need to be honest with you because you deserve to know what happened.
Exactly.
Like, he's being selfish. He's more worried about your reaction and how that will affect y'all's relationship, as opposed to like being honest with you, which is what he's supposed to be doing. Like, he vowed to be exclusive with you. That is the agreement you two made, and he violated that. He should have come to you and been honest with you about that.
Because if you forgive that bullshit, all he's gonna be to like do is just be, okay, well, next time I cheat on this bitch, I just gotta do this instead. I just gotta batten down the fucking hatches so she can't.
But you so deep in your feelings, I'm sure you really not trying to hear that. You probably trying to think of all these different ways that what he did could have possibly been justified. Because I've been there. I know how that goes.
You want to do.
I know how that goes. Good luck to you though, because in my experience, a nigga who cheats and tries to hide it will do that again and again. But, like I said.
You're just training them to be better at it.
So our last question comes from Jeremy, who says, I love your show and it gives me life. As a man and a feminist, as well as an ally to black women, I often find myself in spaces where black women are speaking about their experiences, which I enjoy. But every so often, a white woman will jump in and say something problematic, And as a nigga who rides for black womanhood, I'm wondering if it's my place to drag her, or would that be me exerting my male privilege in a conversation that black women can handle themselves? Is it different if a man is calling out a woman for saying problematic comments? I'm just not out here trying to act like black women need saving, but I am ready to get nuck on anybody who comes at my black sisters. Any thoughts on what I should do in the future? I love you. Stay black and blessed. Thank you, Jeremy. It's very pro-black.
Very. And pro-woman, pro-black woman.
So if you were in a situation where a white woman was saying something disrespectful to like black women or about black women in that context, what would you do?
I would be feeling like the first person to be like, what you're going to do is shut your ass up.
So you wouldn't be like, oh, that's a white woman or that's a woman, so I should just fall back and not get involved in that.
I mean, I'm not going to be like, ladies, I got this. You know, like... I'm not going to do that. But if you're saying some problematic shit, yeah, I'm going to call you out just the same way that I would call anybody else that's saying something fucking ridiculous. Because one of the things about it, like, you don't need to, you know, black women are very, 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 very clear in the fact that they can defend themselves. And in many cases, it's because many times they have to defend themselves. But I think that it's important, and I've said this just about blackness before, that it is important to have allies. It is important to have people that will also stand by your side and be like, nah, not today, girl.
Right.
Because sometimes people, you know, and their little fickle brains, they need someone outside of it to be like, oh, no, they're actually right and you're acting the fucking fool.
Right.
That's why I would say a million times, like, how white people who understand what we're talking about have to make sure that they're holding racists accountable. And I'm not just talking about the racists that you work with. I'm talking about your friends. I'm talking about your fucking family.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about people who should know better, that are right there, that you're not saying anything to, and you sending us letters talking about what should I do. Read them, girl. You know what I'm saying? Because they look at us like, oh, well, y'all hoes just complaining because life is hard. Well, strap up your boots and make it work. And it's like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think it is important. And black women talk about this all the time, especially having so many dumbass black men who will sit back and make the situation worse. It's like people who are looking from the outside are like, your own niggas don't even defend you. Like, they treat you like shit.
I see what you're saying.
So what the fuck? Why should I respect anything that you're fucking saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I do think that we have to be there and, you know, stand by black women when they're fighting for their issues, but you don't need to feel like, oh, girl, shut up, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Like, you know, it's
you don't have to take over and be like, well, don't nobody worry about this. The male voice is here to take care of the problem. Like, it doesn't have to be all that. But at the same time, I hope that as crunk as you are to get this white woman together, I hope you the same way around other black men when they say something misogynistic or stupid about black women. Like, I hope you just that eager to jump up and be like, nah, my nigga, like,
exactly,
don't say nothing crazy about black women, or I'm not gonna let you disrespect black women like that. I think that's far more powerful and effective. If there's a black woman in the room who is ready to cuss that white woman out, then let her handle it. Like, if she's in that mood and she's ready to get it done, then let her get it done. But
and she will absolutely do it. But then there are just some times where, unfortunately, people act like they stupid and they need to hear that shit from somebody else.
Right.
Especially when you have black skin and you start talking about real shit, people just act like you're just complaining.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are people within our own community that treat black women that same way. And they be like, oh, black women, they always complaining about stuff. No, they're passionate about being treated fucking unfairly, and they're going to say it just like everybody else that's black will do that shit to white people.
And sometimes we get tired of
difference.
saying it. Like, I've had to say it so many times. It's nice to have a black man speak up and be like, I'm not gonna let you disrespect black women, even to a white woman. It's just that you have to be careful that you're not saying something sexist, like she's not, like she doesn't have an opinion because she's a woman. Like, maybe that's where it comes from, and not to like cross that line of just being an asshole to her because she's a woman. But defending black women is what y'all should be doing. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because Lord knows we out here defending y'all's asses every time it's necessary, every time the shit comes up. So yes, please do. And please check black men and white men and all other men when they have something stank and crooked to say about black girls. Absolutely too. I appreciate your efforts.
You don't have to push nobody out the way for nothing. I mean, there's a difference between being an ally and a hero. Like, you're helping.
You ain't got to be center stage.
Right. It ain't about you. But
yes,
their help is needed and appreciated.
Yes, exactly. Let the marginalized voices talk and be there to support and back them up. So that's going to wrap up our questions this week. Send your questions to ask3@gmail.com and we'll be back.
Hey guys, this episode is being brought to you by NatureBox. If you go to naturebox.com, they have a plethora, I've always really liked that word, of different snacks that you can get into. And sometimes, you might be on like a health kick or trying to do really, great for the summer, and you may not want to have to go into Whole Foods or wherever and be turning over a million boxes to try and figure out whatever is in it. NatureBox makes it really, really easy to know what you're putting in your mouth, what everything tastes like. It's all really good. And if you go to naturebox.com/theread, you can get 50% off your first box of snacks. Krista will tell you some more.
Yes, NatureBox makes over 100 amazing snacks for you to choose from. I love the Asiago and cheddar cheese crisps.
So good.
Also, the jalapeno cashews. I really love just about anything to do
Haven't
with
tried
cashews.
those.
Yes, the honey Dijon pretzels are lit. Also, they have a new probiotic power mix. It's like a mix of fruits and nuts.
I'm sure I need that.
That's so good. NatureBox makes it so easy to find the snacks you want without questioning what's in them, and they're always adding new and interesting snacks. You can pick the box that works for you and your family. Snack at home, at work, on the commute. Lord knows it's very easy to pick up some trash on the way home, and go ahead and just reach into your NatureBox and use that instead. You can go to naturebox.com/theread right now to get 50% off your first box of delicious and unique snacks without any of the junk. That's naturebox.com/theread for 50% off your first box of the best tasting snacks in the world, according to us and to NatureBox. Let them know we sent you, and now let's wrap up the show.
Okay, so we're back and it's time for the read.
It is. Do you want to go first this week?
Sure.
What's your read about?
Something horrible.
Is it? Oh, wait. I just realized the story that was left out of the hot topics. So
Listen, all I want to say is that I believe personally that there is a difference between slut shaming someone outright and saying,
not them bitches. I was talking about Maria Sharapova and how her ass got caught cheating.
I barely heard about this.
Oh.
What happened? Oh, well, that can be yours. I don't know.
No, it was not. It's not. Well, it wasn't. But Maria Sharapova got caught taking performance-enhancing drugs, and Nike has already dropped her. And apparently she tested positive on the day that she lost to Serena last year. They have been knowing since then. And this bitch has been cheating and taking drugs for, I think, 4 years. They've warned her repeatedly, girl, this shit that you fly into Russia to take, it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. And she was just like, nah, I'm going to be out here taking drugs and losing any fucking way. Girl, you lost anyway.
What a dumbass.
I don't care about them other bitches. I wasn't even, please don't. No, I didn't want no commentary on that.
I just want to say that I believe that there's a difference between slut shaming someone and asking, what else can you do? That's all I want to say.
Okay.
I just really feel like we're doing a lot. And I think that most people, are just asking, hey, what else? Is there anything else that you would like to offer to the eyes of young ladies? That's it. I don't think that anybody is saying, oh my God, you fucking whore, and I know that slut shaming is can be done in a million different ways and be linked to all kinds of other horrible things. I get that. But I think that when you're dealing with, you cannot compare Kanye West's wife to being naked.
Wait, is this your read?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you was talking about.
You can't compare Kanye West's wife being naked to someone like Rihanna being naked, or someone like Chloe Moretz being sort of naked on the cover of Nylon, or anybody else, all these people you're naming. You can compare her to Amber Rose being naked. You can compare her to Blac Chyna being naked. You can't compare her to people who have legitimate jobs that they do and them having nude photos or doing things like Pink and whoever else.
Right.
I just think that for instance, when Chloe Moretz is saying, you have a platform that young women are looking at, whether you want to be a role model or not, or whatever the fuck it is you compare, and I just want to know, is there anything else that you would like to offer? You know what I'm saying? Because you're basically super, super rich and super, super famous because you do this. And so it's kind of there are going to be people who are going to look at this and be like, well, I can just have a body and be naked too. And that's just the breaks. You know what I'm saying? That ain't your responsibility, but that's just how it is. And so I think that people are asking, they're not necessarily saying oh, bitch, put your clothes on. You're a mama or whatever. I mean, some people are. But I think that a lot of the people who have been involved in all this bullshit this week are simply just asking, what else? What else is it that you do? And I don't know if that's slut shaming or not. Now, I'm willing to have there be some kind of dialogue to help me understand, because what the fuck do I know? But I just feel like we have to just get, first of all, Chloe Moretz, for instance. You may not know her by name, as I do. However, Chloe Moretz is a girl who is like 19 years old. And if you don't know her by name, it's probably because she has been in like 8 goddamn movies a year since she's like 7. Like, she has been in like, she's got like 5 movies coming out this year. Like 5 movies coming out. She's playing The Little Mermaid. Like, she's always in some kind of major film alongside somebody's fucking Jim Carrey, Denzel Washington or something. Like, she acts. So even if she was to be like, oh, well, here's my side boob. Like, someone who's young who's watching her is be like, okay, well, she can get naked or whatever, and that's her prerogative because that's her body. But at the end of the day, like, she also works her ass off doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't have all of this money and she doesn't have all of this success because she's popular because she gets naked. Rihanna could get naked all she fucking want to, or Rihanna could wear fucking like mom jeans, bell bottoms,
denim boots, over the knee denim boots. How does that bitch look good in those? How?
She could wear a members only jacket and a fucking floor length librarian skirt, and she's still gonna make pop music. She's still gonna make a catchy song. Right. Beyonce could wear a G-string. She's still gonna perform her motherfucking ass off. And when you're talking about somebody who like gets naked and then is rich and tells her business, and then gets naked again and gets rich and tells her business, and it's like, it's. The reaction to these photos is generally like, okay, girl, like, I don't know what you want us to say. Don't expect for people to look at you or treat you the way that they're going to treat, you know, fucking Halle Berry showing her titties.
People with jobs?
Or people with legitimate occupations that they like do things. And I understand this woman has like a video game and she's got all of these things, but we like, you cannot present to me any of your businesses where you're doing something innovative that has never been done before. Your video game was literally a reskinned version of a game that already existed, and you just took it and made it your life, and it became popular. Why? Because you're popular. Why are you popular? Because you get naked. Everything goes back to you being naked, and that's fine.
It is.
That's totally okay. But when you get naked, and mind you, you're posting nudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not like some classy photo of you out on the beach or in the middle of the desert. You like, here's my pussy in the bathroom. I sent this to Kanye this morning and he said I should post it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you post that and everybody's general reaction is just like, again. Okay, girl, you're naked again. Like, what do you want us to say? And then it becomes this whole slut shaming thing, and I just feel like that's not fair. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Are people going to slut shame you? Are people slut shaming you? Absolutely. But I think most of the people that you're trying to get cute with are people who are just saying, like, what else? Like, Bette Midler is saying, if you want us to see another part of your body, you're going to have to swallow the camera.
That's funny.
And it's like, oh, girl, well, you sent me a present. That was a joke. And because everybody's looking around at each other like, I don't know what she wants us to say. Like, I don't know what... Those are your titties again.
And I just went on about my fucking Monday because
As
it's just another thing. Like, that girl doesn't do anything worth my attention, so I don't care.
So I just feel like, you know, at this point, anybody who is feeling like, what else do you do? Really, all you have to do is just what we've been trying to do and just not say nothing. Because I saw that photo and I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. And I just kept going. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing there. Even if I wanted to have a discussion about it, it's not anything that we haven't seen 15 goddamn times already this year. Like, so I don't think that it's just kind of like, I think that what celebrities should do or comedians or whoever, like when this stuff happens that you don't give a fuck, just be like, you know what I really want? Waffle House. Just completely change the subject, because all it's gonna happen is you're gonna start making a fuss and making jokes or whatever, and it's gonna turn into another fucking story, and I just don't care about it anymore. But I really feel like we have to be careful with what we're saying is problematic and what isn't, because some people are just like, we're bored, like we know what your vagina looks like, we don't care. Mm-hmm. Like, at least like permit or like, I don't know, have like a termite musical on it.
Okay, termite musical.
Like, get it tatted. Do something. Like, if you're gonna just be naked, like, you can't just be like, here are my titties again, and then expect everybody to be like, oh my gosh, everyone tits that we've seen. Like, I don't.
It's like when she feels like she's not getting enough attention, she just puts up a nude and it gets. And this happens, and for the rest of the week, everybody is talking about her, and I'm just tired of her antics.
And then, like, it's fine. It's fine.
I don't care, girl.
But we have to stop making it a bigger deal than it is. Like, we have to just stop addressing it. And I think that's like her worst nightmare, is that she's gonna put her pussy on the internet and everybody's gonna be like, okay, so they're actually putting Cheetos in the quesadillas at Taco Bell now. Like, they're mixing them together.
I kind of want to try that.
Bitch, why? Die?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would probably die shitting, but hot Cheetos inside
that sounds like the worst way to die.
Inside one of them new cheesy quesalupas, though. Yeah, nigga, some hot Cheetos inside.
Look, Taco Bell got me back after many years when they did
I'm
those.
too old to eat Taco Bell.
Me too.
My body doesn't process it anymore.
It rejects it immediately.
But I still, when I see that commercial, I kind of
Dorito
want to
taco was good.
I ate a lot of those.
The Dorito taco was good.
The regular one, I didn't eat the Cool Ranch. I ate the regular Dorito
I tried both of them, and I was like, so y'all ain't gonna do the purple bag too? Like, I was mad that they didn't continue to the purple bag.
Oh, nigga, that would have been lit.
But that was all Taco Bell has gotten out of me since I was like 13.
Right.
Like, I can't do it.
It's real.
Anyway, I'm finished.
Okay. So my read this week goes out on behalf of Shania Hunter. She's a junior at Greene County High School in, I'm assuming, Greene County, Georgia. And she was reduced to tears, as the news story reports, during a recent interview with a news station because of what happened to her at school. So she's a junior in this high school, and she has a school-issued iPad that she records her lessons on.
Oh my God, they do that?
Right, apparently. I don't know if this is for every student or just the kids that they think, need some help or need like some devices to help. I don't know what the requirements are, but she has a school issue iPad, and the point is that she records her lessons on them during class. So she asked the teacher a question, and he became upset. And you can hear a male voice on the recording that she's saying is her teacher saying, I've been around 37 years and clearly you're the dumbest girl I've ever met. Do you know what your purpose is going to be? To have sex and have children, because you ain't never gonna be smart.
Wow.
To a girl who I'm assuming is 16, 17 years old, and she said that she felt really hurt and she didn't feel like this was okay and the man should not be allowed to be a teacher. Shania's mother has reported the incident to the school district, and they just kind of were like, we'll handle it. But the teacher's still there. She doesn't know if he's been disciplined. He's still, very much in the school. She has an attorney now, and they're going to be pursuing it further and getting more into the story. Hopefully it doesn't just end there. But I wanted to talk about this because something very similar happened to me when I started high school. And I know what it's like to be a black girl in class and not know what the fuck is going on. And then at no point in my life have I not been smart. Like, just no shade. I've never been stupid.
That's right.
I just have never been a dumb child. But there are areas that I have definitely struggled in. Some subjects came much easier to me than others.
That's everyone.
And it's sometimes in class I had to ask questions because I did not understand what the fuck is going on. And
that's the purpose of school.
And that is the purpose. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The purpose of school is to go learn shit. You are here to figure out what you do not already know. We tell kids all the time, take your ass to school, pay attention, do your homework, study, try to do as well as you can on these tests, go to school, focus on school. We tell kids your job is school. You don't work, you don't have to worry about bills or nothing else. You do these little chores around the house, but your focus is getting your fucking education. How are you as a teacher telling a child you ain't never gonna be nothing and you ain't gonna ever do shit but have sex and reproduce because you a dumbass? She's there to learn. How dare you?
That's your job, to be here helping
If
me.
she's never going to learn, that sounds like it's partly your fault, my nigga, because you are the grown-ass adult in the situation. You the one got 21 years on this girl. You are the one supposed to be guiding her and helping her, teaching her the information that she does not know. A student asking questions is your opportunity as an educator to do do your fucking job. Nobody expects you to be able to get up there and give a lecture for 45 minutes and all the kids just magically absorb all the information and they just
know everything.
Everybody gets 100 on the pop quiz and everyone does well on the test and you just breeze right through education. That's not how it fucking works. Kids have different abilities, they have different strengths and weaknesses, and you are going to have children who do not understand the concept. I had a teacher in 9th grade who humiliated me in front of the class because we were in science and there was something I didn't understand. The bitch was talking about...
Were you done with yours? I got mine.
This bitch was talking about how... She was explaining how scientifically the sun can be up and shining and bright, but it still be like cold outside, like the scientific reasons behind that shit, and not just bitch because it's winter and the sun comes up every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was something about what she was explaining that I didn't understand, and so I raised my hand and asked the question, and she was just like, well, so are you ever going to learn anything? Like, are you ever gonna get it? And I stood up and I said, like, clearly somewhere around here, like somewhere throughout your day, and you showing us how big your baby is on the yardstick and showing us your carrots and shit that you brought for lunch, somewhere along your journey you had me fucked up, but you don't know who I am or who my daddy is. My daddy told me to tell any teacher who come for me, he will come up here and put his foot in your ass. That's a direct quote. So I'm gonna go ahead and take myself.
So similar to my story.
I'm gonna go ahead and take myself to the principal's office so I can call my daddy so he can come up here and put his foot in your ass. And I imagine young Shania had a very similar reaction, but it still hurts. You're a teenager.
How dare you?
It hurts. And teachers are one of the authority figures that we are taught to respect, to go to if there's an emergency or something is wrong, that you are supposed to be able to trust and confide in. Teachers are supposed to be there to help guide these students as they grow up and learn how to navigate the world. And you shitted on that young girl. Like, really, how fucking dare you? Fuck you. How dare you tell this black girl she ain't never gonna be shit? The world don't expect us to be shit. This is why we have to say stuff like Black Girls Matter and Black Girls Rock and empower black women and love and uplift black women, because teachers are shitting on our black girls, trying to tell them that they can't fucking learn. How dare you? Okay, I'm gonna let you. Please do. Tell us.
High school was like a horror story. I hated it. But I remember in 9th grade, I had a teacher. He was male. And he was like, I think he was Cuban. But, I mean, they hated us too. So,
okay.
He used to say things like, you know, like, you're dumb and you're never going to learn anything. Yeah. But like say this stuff like out loud to me. And this was a science class too. And I remember in like 9th grade science, all we were learning about was like rocks and shit, granite, and what the fucking city was built on. It was like dumb shit.
Earth science.
Right. Earth science is what we were taking. And so he would basically like intentionally try and shit on students like emotions and like their confidence and stuff, and it affects kids. You know what I'm saying? Because you're an adult, and the whole purpose that we're here is to be judged on our learning process and how quick we can learn and getting things and memorizing stuff. And you're the person who's in position here, and you're basically telling me, oh well, bitch, you ain't ever gonna be good at this, and this is all I have to do. Like, you don't even understand what that does. Ooh. So I remember saying to him, when I can't even remember his name, thank God for him.
Oh, I remember Mrs. Haig's bitch ass. Because she still deserved the fade.
I said to him something like, you know, I remember saying something to him like, I get that your life is miserable and they probably don't pay you enough, but that doesn't give you any right to be disrespectful to me. Like, I'm not doing anything to you. So he would always, after I read him, he would always try and find a reason to send me to the principal's office. And so one day he called my mama. And told my mama that I didn't come to class when I did. So he was just
lied on you.
So he straight called my mama and lied.
How do you get that mad at a teenager? How do you get that upset? Like, to just...
Because I came for you, because I read you your motherfucking rights, your Miranda, goddamn. I read you, and you know that your fucking life was fucking shitty and they weren't paying you shit or whatever, and you trying to take it out on us because we kids, and you had the power to send our asses to the principal office, and I got him together real cute and cool. And so my mama came to me and she was like, I know that you are not stupid enough to just be out here skipping our goddamn class for this nigga to catch me. Even though I did later on in my high school career start skipping class, but not at that point.
I waited until senior year.
And so my mama was like, I told her what he was doing. My mother was like, tell him the next time that he comes for you, or she did not say that. She said the next
comes for you.
Basically, next time he comes for you, tell him that God, what did my mama say? That he's old and miserable and he's just looking for trouble.
Well,
that's what my mama told me to tell him.
And where's the lie?
So the very next day I go to class and I didn't say nothing to this bitch. And the teacher gonna be like, he gonna be like, did your mother call you today? Did your mother speak to you? Because, I had a conversation with your mother, and I was like, I know, she talked to me. Oh, so what did she say? And he said it in this way, like I know I got you in trouble.
Right.
I said, she told me to tell you that you are old and miserable and you need to mind your goddamn business.
Mama said to tell you.
I swear to God on everything, like that shit happened to me. And he sent me to the principal's office because I told him what my mama said. Like,
I was never scared when my parents had told me, tell your teacher I said, because that means I might get in trouble at school, but I'm not going to get in trouble at home.
Exactly.
And that's all that matters.
That is all that fucking matters. Sending me to the, I want to be in this motherfucking class.
Right.
No goddamn way. And I didn't even say anything to you. You dragged it out of me. I tried to be nice to your motherfucking ass, but you wanted to be petty. And when I took chemistry at that same school, I had a teacher named Miss Lima, and she was the one who told me, when I told her that I didn't get it, and chemistry is hard.
It is.
I told her that I didn't get it and I needed like extra help, or was there like tutoring, and I didn't even ask for her, just like her help specifically. I just said, I need help after school or after class or something like this because this is too much. And she gonna say to me like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I have a life. When I tell you every single day I came to school,
Bitch.
After that I came to class and I sat the fuck down and I was like,
all right. So, okay.
Okay,
Here
and
we
I
go.
would pull out my fucking Game Boy Advance, or I would put on my fucking headphones or something and have an attitude with this bitch, and she gonna talk about, well, if you don't pass this class, you're gonna have to take it again with me next year.
Wow.
I was like, I promise you that I will not be taking a class with you ever again in my academic life. That's as much as I can promise you. And I can also promise you, the next time you open your mouth and say something to me, I'm gonna embarrass you in here.
Right.
So what you need to do is let me just put my head down and be quiet, because either way this goes, it ain't got nothing to do with you, because you have a life, right?
Right.
Principal's office. Like, I was reading these hoes and they couldn't take it. But you're not going to be disrespectful to me. I'm a kid and my whole purpose of being here is to learn. And just because you're fucking miserable because your job sucks, and that's fair, doesn't mean that you need to take it out on me. I still have to be somebody.
Right. I still have the responsibility of growing up. Like, I'm a child. You are the adult here. Teachers are human. They have bad days. They snap. Lord knows.
Don't snap at me.
When I was going through student teaching, I was like, okay, you know what? I actually cannot be a teacher, because dealing with kids and their hormones and their feelings on top of trying to educate their asses, it's not for everybody. It wasn't for me. And it's clearly not for this nigga who's teaching in Georgia. Like, you are not the one. If you are the type of person who gets upset and decides to make personal attacks on children, you should not be working in a school setting.
Don't work with kids. Find something else to do.
Yes. You can catch an attitude, because a lot of the times kids fuck up and they do it on purpose just to make you mad. It's okay to have a reaction to children, but if you decide that your reaction is to cross the line and tell a child that they will never do anything but have children because they are dumb, you do not need to be working in a school, period. This person should not be a teacher, period. Like, nigga,
At
fuck
all.
you. Like, you lost your fucking mind. I don't know if the man is white or black, they don't say, but every teacher I've ever had who insulted my intelligence was white and mad that I was still at the top of the class, or white and mad that they still had to help my ass, white and mad that I knew that your job is to help me. I got teachers as parents, bitch. You're not about to play me. Like, I know my mama has told me what my job is when I go to school. And if I come home and tell my mama it's something about this homework I don't understand, her first question is, well, what did the teacher say about it? Because if you don't understand something, raise your hand and ask that woman who is trained in the fucking subject. It is your job to answer questions. Answer the fucking question.
That's what you do for a living.
It is your job. It is your job.
That's all you have to do.
It's like a bus driver getting mad if somebody says, oh, does this stop at 123rd and Lenox? Like, girl,
oh, I don't know.
check the schedule.
You the bus driver, bitch. You supposed to know where you going, right?
Do you know whether you're going to be on 123rd and Lenox or not, my nigga? Answer the question.
Whew, I can't. Like, honestly, if you don't know how to be appropriate or work with children,
if you don't know how to,
just don't do
it just because that pisses me off.
Or go
like,
fucking teach kindergarten.
And you fucking with the self-esteem of a girl who is at a very important time in her life and needs to feel like that's not. Teenagers are going through so much shit.
Her mama should have came to the school and beat your motherfucking ass.
Shoulda. I don't know what stopped her. Maybe the Lord, but like,
she was like, "We gonna get paid." You got that on the iPad? We're going to get paid behind this.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
I'm so glad the technology exists because obviously we didn't have that shit when I was in school.
Oh,
Everybody
no.
just didn't have.
I had Snake on a Nokia phone.
I was going to say, if you had a phone, it was a Nokia and it wasn't no recording capabilities on that shit.
None.
You could play games, answer phone calls,
You could play game.
Texting was right, one game.
You could play one game and you could send and receive phone calls.
When we finally got text messaging, it was still on that shit where you had to press the button 4 times to get to the letter that you
Oh my God!
It wasn't no recording shit.
Yo, texting used to take a year.
It did.
Oh my God.
And it was like 75 cents per message.
Nigga, nobody even did
Nobody
that shit until sidekicks and shit came out with the
Yes.
fucking keyboard.
Yes, with the full QWERTY keyboard. Nobody it was just
Nobody
like, it's a
texted-
pain in the ass. Who's doing all this?
I'm not sitting here for 30 minutes to say what's up. I'm not doing that. Bye.
So, but anyway, all that to say, thank God for the technology, and I hope they sue the shit out of this school, and we hope they rename it the Shania County Junior High School or whatever the fuck. Like, cause fuck y'all, this is bullshit.
How dare you?
Totally ridiculous.
Go do something else.
So that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at This Is The Read. Check out our website, thisistheread.com, for links to all of the things we do and past shows and upcoming shows and all that sort of shit. Kid Fury, you have any news this week?
I feel like I always have. There's something that I've been wanting to say to y'all for like the past month, and I always forget. I know that I wanted to remind you all that we have a playlist on SoundCloud called Intros with all of the songs for every intro that I've used or whatever. But apparently that won't be up for very much longer because SoundCloud is doing the whole thing with labels where they're snatching everything down, and we're not trying to get our whole account shut down because I like bounce music or whatever. So I don't know what to tell you about that. It's, hey,
So,
peruse SoundCloud. There's shit all over the place. Other than
And there he is.
other
Shout
than
out to
that,
Cardi B because her mixtape is pretty good. Yes, I said it.
That's
Yes,
the thing
I
that you
said it.
can have. That is, I have not even listened to it yet, so I can't judge.
I
I
mean,
cannot judge her music.
You cannot judge her music. I'm
cannot.
just saying. I listened to it twice and it's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Alrighty.
Also, thank you so much to Fast Company for featuring us in their...
Thanks for reminding me I have yours.
Oh, okay, dope. So yes, this month's edition of Fast Company, there's a nice little story about us, like a little interview and a little photo of us and stuff. So it's very dope, and they called us podcast innovators, I think, which makes me feel very fancy. So
Girl, okay.
Thanks
Midroll
again.
said we were world-class podcasters.
oh well, no, somebody else called me an innovator.
She's like, what?
I think somebody just called me that in passing, and like yesterday,
So innovative.
I was in a meeting where people, you know how sometimes you're in meetings and people are like trying to gas you up and they use big words.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's where I got it from. But
You're
anyway,
such a tastemaker. What?
right? You're a goalpost pusher. You're just really out here challenging.
Oh,
the
just
norm
use
and-
regular words.
So, but yes, thank you so much, Fast Company, for the profile. You guys make sure you go out and pick up the March 2016 edition of Fast Company. Shout out to Toronto. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Dallas, I believe the show has sold out, but all the other cities we've announced, tickets are available at thereadlive.com. Coming to a city near you. More dates coming soon. Please do not trip. We promise more stuff coming soon. Anything else for you, Kid Fury? Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't really think, I know that there's something else, but I forget all the
I
time.
had to
so.
write down the thing that I wanted to make because I meant to say the Fast Company thing last week and forgot.
Yeah, and I was like walking to the fucking train. I was like, oh, I need to remember this. I should write it down. Oh, wait,
You
my
didn't.
Pokemon just evolved. And then I forgot.
Okay, that's how I felt about Contact Solution. I
Okay.
went all the way to Dwayne Reed and didn't
Oh, the
get no-
bodega has it. I got my shit from the bodega.
The bodega don't give 3,000 reward points.
Oh, shut your mouth. What?
I'm very
3,000
serious about my Dwayne Reed rewards points.
You are so dumb.
I don't care.
I have like 20,000 of those points or some shit, and every time I go there,
And
they're
every now and then I get $5 off my purchase.
they be like, you can buy this shit now, right? Like, you can buy this whole store.
You ain't never redeemed your points.
I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. I don't know what I want.
I be telling myself I'm a save up, but every time I get to $5, I'll be like, okay, spend it.
Wow.
Do we have an acronym this week or not?
P-I...
R?
P-I-P-I-E. IRRSTE.
Pokemon.
People in